hands, because like let's not cook with gross hands. This is kind of gross. Ooh. So after washing your hands, the first thing you should do is preheat the oven. And done. And let's start cooking. So the ingredients we'll be using today are listed on the back of the Nestle chocolate chip bag, which is also an ingredient we'll be using today. And the main ingredients are eggs, flour, sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, salt, pure baking soda, salted butter. You'll also need 2 bowls, some measuring cups, some measuring spoons, and just a regular knife without edges is what I use. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is grab your small mixing bowl, and then we're going to be putting flour, baking powder, and salt in it. Okay, so it's stuck. Okay, so we are going to use 2 1/4 cup of flour. So this is a 1 cup, so we're going to get 2 of these. Oh, it's going to be a mess. And you can always, a little trick, you can always take a knife and then you just like slice it so that way it's an even amount of flour. It's 1. 2, and then we need a 4th. So we're gonna grab our 4th and do the exact same thing. Okay, so that's our flour, and then we're gonna be using the baking soda. And we need 1 teaspoon, which is this one. Start there. Okay. A little bit more. Messed up. Okay. And then we are going to be grabbing the salt and putting 1 teaspoon in. Okay. So this is what your dry ingredients should look like, and I'm just gonna stir it so it's all mixed together. Okay, and that looks good. Okay, so what I always do is before I do the next step is I always just move my dry ingredients and like get out of my way because you need the most cooking space you can have. So for the next step, you're gonna get your big bowl and you are going to mix the sugar, the brown sugar, the vanilla, and the butter. So first you do the butter. Just easy, just unwrap the butter. I always suggest like leaving your butter out before you cook. Like if you're gonna cook later on in the day, like leave it out so it's softened. That's what I did. So my butter like it's not all frozen. Okay. And then we're gonna put the sugar. So we need 3/4 cups of sugar. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm done with that. And then we're gonna put our brown sugar and then our vanilla. So we also are putting 3/4 cups of brown sugar. I always recommend using a spoon for your brown sugar so you can get the most, and you're supposed to pack it into your cup. And it just looks cool because it's like a little perfect little square or circle, not square. Okay, and then the vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that's it for the step. So this is what your what ingredients should look like, and we're about to go to the mixer and mix it for a little while and then add our eggs in. Okay, let's go. For now, because we're gonna add the eggs and it's like too dry right now to really mix well. So I always start at low setting, like 1 or 2, and just so that you don't like have like stuff flying. And then we're gonna add our eggs. Okay, so now that we're done with the eggs, we're just gonna mix it again. Okay, remember put it at a low setting, like 1 or 2. Okay, so we're gonna take our dry ingredients and we're gonna go mix it in our bowl. But in the instructions, it says to slowly add, like don't just pour it all in. Just like put a little bit in and that's at a time. So this is like half of it. And now we're gonna mix this. And we're done mixing our batter. Now we're gonna go add our chocolate chips in. Okay, so now we're gonna add our chocolate chips. And so the Nestle bag says to add 1 3/4, but I like to add a little bit more, like 2 cups. But that's just a personal preference. You can add less or more. It won't really affect it too much. So. There's 1. And there's 2. And that's a lot of chocolate chips. So now we're just gonna stir. Okay, so I already prepared my So I sprayed some cookie oil on it, just so, because it's the first batch, I don't want the cookies to stick. So I have my little cookie scooper, and we're just gonna make little circles, and we're gonna do 4 by 3. So 3 on the short side, 4 on the long side. And you wanna make sure they're even. Now all of our dough is on our pan, and let's put it in the oven. Okay, so now we're gonna put our cookies in the oven, and I say you always put it in the middle rack, and then you set your timer for 9 to 11 minutes. Usually the first batch will take a little bit more time because the oven's not like fully heated up, and I don't know, the first one always takes longer. Okay, and now we wait. Okay, so the timer just went off for the cookies, and so when you know the cookies are done when the edges are light brown. So we're just gonna take them out and let them cool for a little while. And I already placed some parchment paper, so when they are done cooling, I'll move them over. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the cookies off. And it always helps if they're stuck if you use the back of it, so don't use it the normal way, use it upside down. Because the chocolate will stick. And I just find it easier to use it backwards. It looks stupid, but it works. Okay, and I got all the cookies off the pan, and that's it. So this is our final product.